It wasn't a fight. There was no screaming, no slammed doors, no threats. Just a quiet Tuesday night, and her sitting on the edge of the bed saying, "I need to clear my head. 6 years together. 4 married. 1 mortgage. No kids, not yet. And now she needed to breathe." She pitched it like therapy. A solo trip to Mexico. 6 days, small resort, spa time, journaling, beach walks. No distractions. No social media. No me. She looked tired when she said it. Not cruel, just distant. Like she'd already packed emotionally and was waiting for her luggage to catch up. "You're not doing anything wrong," she added. "I just need to reset." And stupidly, I agreed. Because part of me believed that real love gives space when it's asked for. She left on a Thursday. I drove her to the airport, carried her bag, kissed her cheek, watched her walk away with flip-flops and noise-canceling headphones. I didn't expect updates. Didn't ask for photos. I thought I was doing the grown-up thing. The trusting husband. The supportive partner. And when she came back the next Wednesday, glowing and relaxed, I thought maybe I'd been right. She hugged me tight. Said, "I miss you so much." Handed me a little gift, a cheap turtle keychain and a bag of ground coffee with a handwritten tag. "For the mornings I'm not there." I smiled. Because it felt romantic. Because I wanted it to be. That night, we made dinner together. She laughed at my bad chopping skills. We watched an episode of a show we used to binge, and she fell asleep with her head on my shoulder. It felt like the break had worked. Like she'd come back home, back to me. But 3 days later, I turned on the TV. And that's when everything started to unravel. It happened by accident. Saturday morning, I was cleaning the living room. She'd left her phone charging on the kitchen counter, and the TV, a smart one, was idle, showing a slideshow from her Google Photos. We'd set it up like that months ago. Back then it was cute, vacation memories, dumb selfies, throwbacks from our first apartment. Now, it was just background noise. Until a new photo popped up. It was a hotel window view, ocean, sunset, palm trees. Beautifully framed. Artsy even. I stopped mid-swipe of the coffee table. Because in the lower corner of the glass, there was a reflection. Blurry but undeniable. A man's arm. Wrapped around her waist. And it wasn't mine. I walked to the TV like I was in a dream. Paused the frame. Tried to zoom with the remote, didn't work. Grabbed her phone. Opened Google Photos. The photo wasn't there. Not in her camera roll. Not in shared albums. But it was on the TV. Which meant it had been there, and she'd removed it. I opened the trash. Nothing. Then the archived folder. There it was. Same photo. Same sunset. Same reflection. Taken at 8:42 p.m., Sunday, while she was supposedly reading on the balcony with wine. I stared at it. And suddenly everything felt off. The tan lines she didn't have before. The golden bracelet she never wore. The sudden need to get away without me. The tight hug at the airport, like a guilty reset button. She didn't go alone. And she knew I'd never find out. Unless I turned on the TV. I didn't confront her right away. That's the thing about betrayal. Sometimes, you want to catch the person in the act of lying. Not just know what they did, but see how far they'll go to protect it. So I waited. That evening, while we were folding laundry, I asked, "What was your favorite night in Mexico?" She smiled, didn't even hesitate. Probably Sunday night. The sunset was insane. I sat out with wine and read half that book you gave me. Sounds peaceful, I said. You didn't go out at all? Nope. Stayed in. The spa wiped me out. She was so calm. So smooth. It almost made me question myself. But then I saw it. She was wearing that same bracelet from the photo. Thin. Gold. With a single turquoise bead. I pointed to it. That new? She glanced at it. Oh yeah, a little thing I grabbed at the market. $5. She didn't blink. Except, we always joked she hated bracelets. Said they made her feel tangled. Then she said something strange. You'd love that resort, you know. We should go sometime. Together. And for a second I saw it. Not guilt. Not regret. Control. She was rewriting the story before I could. Offering me a future version of the past, hoping I'd choose to believe her version. The safe version. The solo trip. The peaceful wine and book evening. But I already knew that night ended with someone else's arm around her waist. And now I wanted to know how deep it went. I didn't sleep that night. She lay beside me, calm, breathing slow, like she hadn't just fed me a bedtime story wrapped in spa brochures. Around 2:40 a.m., I got up and went to the kitchen with my laptop. Typed in the name of her resort, pulled it from the coffee bag label she brought back. Palma del Sol. Tulum. Website. Instagram. Facebook page. TripAdvisor. They had photos. Lots of them. Guests tagged, shared, smiling under palm trees. Hashtagged with the resort's name. So I started digging. Scroll. Save. Compare. Each post like a needle looking for the nerve. Then I found it. A group photo posted to the resort's official Instagram. Taken on Sunday night, the same time as the sunset photo she took with the reflection. The caption read, "Another magical night under the stars with our amazing guests. Red heart hashtag Palma Nights. 10 people in frame. Champagne. Lights strung overhead. Beach bonfire." And there she was. My wife. Standing with a man. Not next to. With. His arm around her waist, her head leaning slightly toward his. It looked like they weren't even aware the picture was being taken. They weren't looking at the camera. They were looking at each other. He was taller than me. Bearded. No ring. And there, under the image, one comment caught my eye. "You two were such a vibe. Hope we meet again someday." You too. No names. Just strangers validating a story I hadn't been told. A version of her I hadn't met. And suddenly, the woman in our bed felt like a guest in my life. A visitor I didn't invite. And no longer trusted. I told her I had a work trip. 3 days. Florida. Conference about marketing systems, something dull enough to be believable. She smiled. Kissed me goodbye at the airport. Said, "Hurry back." I didn't go to Florida. I booked a direct flight to Cancun, then took a shuttle down the coast to Palma del Sol, the same place she had her solo healing retreat. The receptionist was young. Friendly. Spoke perfect English. I gave a fake name. Paid cash. 2 nights. Ocean view. I didn't know exactly what I was looking for, a face, a slip, a story someone forgot to clean up. I just knew I had to see it for myself. The place was quiet. Beautiful. Almost enough to convince you nothing bad could happen here. That night, I sat at the same outdoor bar from the group photo. Ordered what she always drank, pineapple mojito. A waitress approached. "You've been here before?" "Nope. First time." She smiled, looked like she didn't believe me. "You look familiar. You know, there was a woman here last week who looked just like you. Same eyes. Same vibe. Was she alone?" A pause. No, she was with a guy. American. Tall. Beard. Sweet couple. Did she say what her name was?" "Ava. I think. Ava or Eva, something like that." That wasn't her name. But close enough. My heart folded in on itself. "They still here?" "Nah. Checked out together. Monday morning. Together." She said she flew back alone on Wednesday. I checked her boarding pass before she left. It said Wednesday. She delayed her return to make it look like she'd stayed the full 6 days. She lied about when she came back, just to hide that they left together. It wasn't a solo trip. It was a honeymoon. And now I was standing where they stood, drinking what she drank. Alone. I didn't say a word when I came back. She picked me up from the airport, smiling, wearing that same bracelet from the trip. How was Florida? Productive, I said. That was it. No kisses. No accusations. Just silence. She cooked dinner that night, my favorite pasta. Poured wine. Put on the playlist we used to listen to when things were good. It felt like she was trying to reset the clock. But I just sat there, quiet. Watching. Not angry. Not dramatic. Just studying her. Because silence, when used right, becomes a mirror. And liars hate mirrors. By the second night, she started cracking. You're being weird, she said. You're so cold. Just tired. By the third day. Did something happen? I shrugged. You tell me. She blinked. Smiled too hard. Nothing happened. By day 4, she broke. Why are you acting like this? Is there something wrong? I looked at her. Slowly. I saw the photos, Ava. The name hit her like glass. Not her real name. The one she used at the resort. She froze. Then, softly. It was just a moment. It didn't mean anything. I needed to feel something. I wasn't going to tell you, because I came back. That's what matters, right? I stood up. Walked to the kitchen. Opened the drawer where we keep receipts, passports, printed boarding passes. Pulled out hers. You lied about when you came home. She didn't deny it. Didn't cry. She just sat down. You weren't supposed to know. Exactly. That was the whole point. Not that she made a mistake. But that she built an entire lie just well enough to never get caught. Until a smart TV betrayed her. I printed everything. The photo with the reflection. The group shot from the resort's Instagram. The fake name on her booking. The hotel's guest list that listed Ava L. and one additional occupant. I put it all in a plain black envelope. No letter. No commentary. Just facts. When she got home that evening, it was waiting for her on the kitchen table. She walked in, saw it, paused. What is this? Something you forgot to bring back from Mexico. She opened it slowly, like she already knew what was inside. 1 page in. Her face changed. 2 pages. Her shoulders dropped. 3 pages. She sat down. When she looked up, I was already at the door with my bag. Where are you going? Somewhere I don't have to wonder who I am in your story. She stood up, but I held out a hand. Don't follow me. Just sit with it. For once. And I left. I didn't go far. Just to a friend's place. I needed air. Distance. An hour later my phone buzzed. Not from her. From a number I didn't know. I answered. Is this her husband? The voice was low. American. Male. Familiar. Who's this? The guy from Mexico. My stomach locked. She told me you two were divorced. She told me she was single. Silence. Then he sighed. Man, I had no idea. She lied to both of us. I'm sorry. I didn't answer. He went on. I left. I'm not part of it anymore. I just thought you deserved to know the whole thing. Then he hung up. And I sat there, phone in hand, realizing something bitter. Even the man she cheated with had more honesty for me than she ever did. I came back at sunrise. Not to talk. Not to argue. Just to finish it. The house was silent. Light poured through the blinds like nothing had happened. Like the world hadn't shifted. But I had. She was gone, maybe still sleeping, maybe not here at all. Didn't matter. On the kitchen table. My envelope, opened, pages curled at the edges. And next to it, a note in her handwriting. I made a mistake. I should have said it to your face instead of hiding it. I hope one day you'll remember the good parts too. I never stopped loving you, I was just lost. I didn't read it twice. I walked through the house once, slowly. No hate. No pain. Just quiet. Took my watch. Passport. The photo of us from our first road trip, the only one where we both looked genuinely happy. Then I placed my house key on the counter. Not as a message. Not to hurt her. Just to close the door for good. As I left, I looked at the place one last time. Not the walls. Not the couch. Just the space between who I thought she was, and who she turned out to be. And I knew I'd never come back. The end.